What up, though? What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean, the podcast. I am your humble host, Uncle Sean, and I'm glad to be with you people. We're still in the month of February, which you know is Black History Month. But every day is Black History Day, Black History Month, whatever. So on today, I'd like to uplift a brother by the name of William H. Richardson, who in 1889, he created the baby buggy. William H. Richardson in 1889 created the baby buggy. Now, today, on today's show, the question I'd like to ask is, does having money lead to degenerate weirdo behavior? Does having money lead to degenerate, bad, weirdo behavior? I'm just asking because it seems like people who are born with money and people who acquire large sums of money, especially after they have it for a while, it seems like those people get bored with regular degeneracy and they kick it up a notch. The millionaire and billionaire class are some of the most degenerate, weirdo, nasty, psycho people that it is. What is it about having almost unlimited money that makes a person into a psychopath, a sociopath, a degenerate, a pedo? What is it about having all that money? Because think about it. The worst of us, or the worst people, are the people who's never had to turn their hand and do any work in their entire life. If you look at the children of millionaires and billionaires, and if you look at the billionaires, they all have some type of an evil agenda. Whether it's creating misery, because it seems like the billionaire class, at least, they're not never happy unless most people are miserable. It's something about being one of these elites to where unless the average person, if you can't look down from your castle and see misery going on, they're not happy. Because 2 or 3 of these people could change the world. If these people decided that everybody could have enough to eat, and everybody would have a place to stay, and everybody would have clean water to drink and fresh air to breathe, it would happen. But a lot of these people make their money off misery, war, disease, famine. Think about some of the biggest industries, the medical industry, where they don't cure shit. They give you some medicine to treat a symptom, And it creates another problem. And these suckers get richer and richer and richer. And America gets sicker and sicker and sicker. And it's all because somebody needs to make so much money that they could never, ever, ever spend it all. They couldn't burn it all. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? What makes a person who has everything just become an evil bastard? You see, I remember watching the miniseries, The Temptations. And it got to a point where the Temptations, who have been struggling for a while, they started making a little paper. And the narrator, who was supposed to be Otis, was like, you never know a person until they get a little paper, basically. It was talking about old David Ruffin. And unfortunately, that seems to be the case far too many times. A person gets money, and especially after they've had it a while, it seems like they get bored with regular stuff. You mess around and become a millionaire some kind of way, singing, dancing, ball, business, however you became a millionaire. And then after you've been a millionaire for a while, I guess what is it? You've done all the regular fucking you wanted to do, and you've done all the regular activities that people do. You've traveled all around the world. You've done everything. So now you have to find something that's entertaining to you. So I'm going to become a merchant in misery. Is that what it comes down to? Or are these people just evil from the get-go? I mean, when you think about a person who was born into wealth, I'm not even talking about a rich person, I'm talking about a wealthy motherfucker. A lot of these oligarchs and rich white folks that have their whole family is nothing, just money lined up down the line. Ever since they came over here and made their money off the backs of enslaved foundational black Americans, they've been rich, wealthy, beyond wealthy, so much money that it's nothing to them. Like literally nothing. I couldn't even imagine. Can you imagine you've never had to sweep a floor? You've never had to wash your own clothes. You've never washed a dish. Hell, you might not even have wiped your own ass. Huh? Yeah. I bet there's some rich white folks who ain't never wiped their own ass. What you think?
What?
Shit. And these people, see, they don't think like regular people because they're not regular people. They don't give a fuck. Some of these people grow up in these rich, sanitized worlds, these wealthy, and they've never had a fucking hug. There's no love. There's no true happiness. Hell, their parents ship them off to some kind of boarding school. They probably get molested while they're there, beat up by the weirdo ass staff that's got them off over there. And the parent don't give a damn. They running around the world drinking infant blood, eating folks, doing all the weirdo shit that these maniacal, mad people do because they have ran out of regular shit to do, or maybe even think that's the reason why they got the money in the first place. These weirdo rituals and craziness that they do. What makes a person who has everything just not give a fuck about nothing or nobody else? I guess you've never had to. Nobody probably never cared about you, really. You just happen to be in the line of heirs. And when somebody died, you got some money. Nobody never really gave a fuck about you. You don't have any real friends. You got people that laugh when you laugh. You don't have no feelings, no compassion. Some of these damn people couldn't even have a pet. If they did, they'd have to have like a reptile or some shit. Because they don't have normal feelings like normal people. If they did, they wouldn't work so hard to fuck the world up. Because they actually work very hard at it. It's something about people who have money. Is money truly the root of all evil? Or is it the love of money that's the root of all evil? But I think these people who are born wealthy, these people from these family bloodlines, these with these last names, Rothschild, Vanderbilt, the Bilderberg and all them people. You ever know nothing about all that, and then you do a little reading. You see, I'm not one of those people where you can hide something in a book from me because I'm gonna go in there and find that shit. Yeah, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I do know how to read. And I do know how to comprehend what I read. And I guess I am a bit of a conspiracy theorist because I believe that certain people were quieted, were shut up. Certain people, think something happened to them when they got to a certain point to where they became truly dangerous. Now, money, everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to be comfortable, but when you get past a certain amount of money, either you change because you lose touch with what most people's reality is, or you're forced to change in order to travel around in certain circles and be included in certain debauchery and business and shit like that, if you know what I'm saying. In other words, you have to conform to certain things in order to get past this level. But the ones who were born into it, I believe, are the worst ones. Because they sit back, and a lot of these people, you don't know them. You don't know their names. You'll never see them. You'll never be anywhere near these people. Maybe some of their relatives, their younger kids or something, but the ones that's really pulling strings and making things happen and miserable in this world, the people who tell the president and them what to do, you won't know their names. You wouldn't know them if they walk right past you. But there's a level of evilness that comes with being out of touch with real people. How do you hate people that you've never even been around? Like, do you know how many people hate black people? I'm talking about all black people, even the ones that don't want to be black. They still hate you. And there's no reason for it, really. If you ask the average racist white person, why do you hate black people? The best they could probably do is make up something. They start talking about what they perceive black people to do. Oh, black people, they steal and rob and kill and all of this shit. But yet, most of these people have never even been around black people. Never had a conversation with one. Never had a run-in with one. They just been told through the media and some of their ignorant relatives and friends about these black people. And you know, it's very funny to me because here in this country, if you're white and you don't want to be around any black people, there are so many places for you to go. So many places. There's entire states where there's almost no black people. You could go and move to one of these states, Maine, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Minnesota. Not that many black people in Minnesota. Did you know that? North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana has 0.6% black people. Most of those other states I just named have 1.5% black people. So if you really don't want to be around black people, white people, and you really hate black people that much, you got all of those states to choose from. And then there's others that slightly above that. So I believe when people say that, when they talk about they're building a town somewhere, a whites only, it's a whole bunch of whites only towns. You ain't got to build one. You can move to one, fool. But you're lying. You're lying. When has this country, when has this country done anything without black people? When? The list of inventions, if I said one invention that a black person did per show, I will never run out. Because we invented damn near everything. If not invented it, improved on it. We fought in every war. We have contributed to the culture of this country. We are the culture of this country, really. Shit. We the swag. We the coolness. But you hate us. But if you hate us, pay us reparations. And we'll get away from you. and you guys all go one someplace and we'll go and we'll see how that works out. I guarantee you, within a year and a half, 2 years, you white people will be begging and crying and pleading for us to come back, or either you come and try to destroy whatever we've built up so that you think we would have no choice but to come back around you. This is what I wonder though, if like we've seen certain of us black people who've got money and we began acting degenerate too. Look at, well, I don't even want to dump on poor Diddy no more. God damn. Russell Simmons, R. Kelly, yeah. Now, should R. Kelly be in jail? That's a different, I don't know. But did he mess with some underage girls? I believe he did. But I believe that their parents set them out to him. And I believe they should got in some kind of trouble too for setting their daughters out. Because that's exactly what they did. They set them girls out there. There's no way if I had a daughter that was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe not even 18 years old, am I going to drop her off at some rapper slash singer slash whatever studio and just drop her off up in there? Ain't no way. That's irresponsible parenting. So, but here we go again. We got people who get a certain amount of money and they feel like either they, I don't know, do they get bored with regular, what makes a person want a child or somebody that's underage? I don't know. Why don't you like grown women? I mean, at least 21 years old. I mean, if you're 40 and you mess around with a 21-year-old, yeah, people kind of look at you sideways, but they can't call you a pedophile. You know? And the things that you hear about these real big billionaires and stuff that they're doing, I believe it. I believe that, look, I think so many people in this country disappear every year, especially people who nobody's really looking for. I guarantee you, prostitutes and everybody, there's a trade in organs. And if you notice, a lot of these rich white folks, when they need a heart transplant or liver or kidney or whatever, they seem to be able to get it. But, I remember Walter Payton on TV crying about a week before he passed away. He couldn't get one. Barry White couldn't get one. But Dick Cheney got like 6 heart transplants. You know what it is. Come on. These people, I believe that they hunt people too. That movie with Ice-T, I think it was called The Game. It was a book too. I believe the way white people like to kill, that they gather up people that people are not going to really look for. I bet you a lot of them illegal immigrants, they're going to end up on some kind of island. One of them is something like an Epstein, but they're going to run them down. They're going to hunt them. like animals. They're going to tell them, if you can get away for such and such amount of time, we'll let you go. I ain't letting nobody go. I believe that. I really believe that. Because I know the evil that some of these people, you can feel it. And anything that you see in a movie is probably some shit that's been done. Or that they're in the process of doing. We already know. See, the reason why they don't really want black history told is because black history is a bunch of tales of bad white acts. They don't want you to talk about, and these, because in order to own slaves, you have to be pretty, you have to have some money. There wasn't no poor white people owning no slaves. These were middle class to upper middle class to rich folks. Because really, to tell the truth, slavery hurt the poor white man because it took away jobs that he would be doing. So, you know that these people, they're consuming. Didn't Putin just tell Americans are eating human flesh? I believe that too. I believe we've all consumed some of it. We've been to McDonald's or Burger King or Rallies or any of these places, fast food joints. I'm not singling out nobody. I'm just saying a lot of times the mixture that they give you, they say, hey, all beef patties. 2 all beef patties. Okay. Now, why is it that your all beef patties taste different than mine when I make it at home? Good question. But, listen, my question is, does being born wealthy or coming into a lot of money, I don't think people who, when they first get money, they just go directly into degeneracy. I think it builds up over time after because a lot of times you ain't never done nothing. You haven't been nowhere. So but I think after you've had money for 20, 30 years, all of a sudden now you want to try something weirdo. You want to go hang out with Epstein and them. You want to go to Castle Vlad. Hang out with Dracula and them. So, maybe it ain't, we all, like I say, we all want to be comfortable, but I don't know if I want to I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't know if I want to be, look at, everybody, when they put that billion on you, all of a sudden, weirdo stuff. You either start looking weirdo, dressing weirdo, saying weirdo shit. And don't be black, because they're going to put some allegations on you, whether it's true or not. This has been another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean. And I want y'all to remember that this podcast was written, produced, directed, and performed by yours truly. Peace.